Good afternoon, everybody. Anthony Aniano here from RotoBaller Radio and rotoballer.com with the Week 14 Fantasy Baseball Waiver Wire. Hitters available on the waiver wire for the week beginning Monday, June 26th. As always, folks, recording this on the Thursday night before the upcoming week, so recording this on Thursday, June 22nd, so obviously things can change, promotions, demotions, numbers can change, injuries can occur, things such as that, so be mindful of that as you're watching the video over the course of the weekend, getting ready to set that Week 14 waiver wire. Using Yahoo roster percentages as our talking point, trying to keep it at 50% or lower rostered players for the upcoming week. And that leads us to our first hitter or to add, the number one ad of the week, if he's available, and I know he's a big hit. Depends on the size of the league. Maybe it's only in 10-team leagues. He's available 12, 14, 16 teams leagues. He's probably rostered. But that's Eddie Rosario of the Atlanta Braves. 31-year-old outfielder sitting right at that 50% rostered at the time of this recording over on Yahoo. Red hot over the last 14 days, hitting .378 with 5 homers, 12 RBIs, and 11 runs scored, hitting 7th in that potent Atlanta Brave lineup. That's .378 over the last 14 days has driven his average up to .271. Those 5 home runs over the last 14 days now give him a grand total of 13 homers on the season, to go along with 37 RBIs and 34 runs scored. An on-base percentage of .311 and an OPS of over 800. Those over 800 OPS guys always catch my attention. Eddie Rosario's OPS sitting at .831. Only walks 5.5% of the time, but only strikes out 23.4% of the time. The more than respectable K rate for Eddie Rosario. This reminds me of his 2019 season, which was his best season in the big leagues. That 2019 season, Eddie Rosario hit .276 with 32 home runs and 109 RBIs. Eddie Rosario on a similar path this season for the Atlanta Braves. My number 2 ad of the week, rookie for the Houston Astros outfielder Corey Julks. And Corey Julks, folks, only 1% rostered, getting a little bit of an increased playing time with Yordan Alvarez out, but he's producing, and I just watched him play in a series against the New York Mets. He always seemed to be on base. He plays nice defense in left field. Okay, over the last 14 days, he's only hitting .233 with a homer, 7 runs scored, 3 RBIs with 3 stolen bases. Over the course of the season now, as of this Thursday recording, .257 batting average, 6 homers, 11 stolen bases. Another player taking advantage of the new stolen base or the new hold runner on rule is Corey Julks. Walks a decent amount, just under 6%, strikes out about 26% of the time, hitting in that 6-7-8 range in the Houston Astros lineup. And then you do a little bit of a deeper dive on Corey Julks, and last season at AAA in 2022, he showed a terrific power speed combination. He hit .270 at AAA last year, 31 home runs, and 22 stolen bases. So the power is there. The speed is legitimate. He's got 6 homers and 11 stolen bases on the season already, and he's sitting at only 1% rostered. So right now, if you listen to me talk about Eddie Rosario when you said, Anthony, Eddie Rosario is rostered in my league. Come on now. Well, take a look at Corey Julks. He's available in 99% of leagues. At number 3, Tommy Pham of the New York Mets. Mets have been going to him now every day, whether it's in left field for Mark Canha or the right-handed DH opposite the thunderous Dan Vogelback. Tommy Pham getting an opportunity to play every day and producing like he has in the past now for the New York Mets. 35 years old, he's only 10% rostered on Yahoo, making him about 90% available. Over the last 14 days, he's hitting .306 with a homer, 9 RBIs, 8 runs scored, and 3 stolen bases, raising his season totals to .260, 7 home runs, 28 RBIs, and 18 runs scored. Tommy Pham has an on-base percentage for the season at .335, and an OPS, it's over that magical 800 number for me, of .822. Walks about 11% of the time, strikes out just under 23% of the time, and in this recent hot stretch, has been batting 5th in that Mets lineup. Now, in the month of June, since June 1st to today, June 22nd, okay, Tommy Pham for the month of June is hitting .321, 4 homers, 14 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases. He's red hot, Mets need whatever offense they can get. He's not coming out of the lineup anytime soon. Tommy Pham, my number 3 ad of the week, and only 10% rostered. At number 4, if you need a corner infield, first base, outfield eligible, Ryan O'Hearn of the red-hot Baltimore Orioles. Now, I mentioned O'Hearn last week. I'm mentioning him again because he still sits at only 17% rostered. Now, Ryan Mountcastle should be coming off the DL soon from his bout of vertigo, so be mindful of that with Ryan O'Hearn. Playing time could get a little bit tighter for him, but I can't see the Baltimore Orioles not utilizing O'Hearn, not with the stretch he's on. Over the last 14 days, Ryan O'Hearn hitting .429, 3 homers, 5 RBIs, 10 runs scored, hitting 4th in that Baltimore Oriole lineup, getting his season totals up to .341 batting average, a .378 on-base percentage, and a .993, the highest OPS of the players I've mentioned here today. 6 homers, 20 RBIs, 16 runs scored, walks about 6% of the time, strikes out about 24.5. Ryan O'Hearn would be higher on my list today if I had certainty of his playing time once Ryan Mountcastle returned. At number 5, the catcher of the week, take a look in Houston at Yanier Diaz, who's kind of taken over behind the plate for the Houston Astros and produced. Only 11% rostered, hitting .286 over the last 14 days. 4 homers, 8 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Hitting 5th right now for the Astros. And I know Yordan Alvarez is out, but Yanier Diaz has come in and hit from the moment he's arrived here in Houston. .277 now on the season, 7 homers, 15 RBIs. Low on base percentage, the only concern, at .291 on base percentage, but an OPS of over 800 at .812. Doesn't walk only 2.4% of the time, tells you why that .291 on base percentage exists. But he doesn't strike out either at only 18.1% of the time. So there's your catcher ad of the week. And the final ad of the week, right now he's on the injured list, but wanted to mention if you need a middle infielder, if you're able to make room on your roster for him, Zach Neto of the Los Angeles Angels. Like I said, on the injured list right now with an oblique, so if you have a IR spot, if you can make room for Zach Neto, he is only 8% rostered, okay? .286, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs, 11 runs scored, and 3 stolen bases last month, getting his season totals up to .259, 6 homers, 24 runs scored, 22 RBIs. Doesn't walk much, but it's a decent number, 5.5%, but he doesn't strike out either at only 18.6% to this point in the season, batting 9th in that Angel lineup before he got injured. You need room in your roster, you need an IR spot, but if you have it, Zach Neto, especially if you need a middle infielder in the future, does fill the role and was swinging a nice bat at the time of his injury. So, to recap, my hitter ads for Week 14 of the fantasy baseball season, the week beginning Monday, June 26th. Number 1, Eddie Rosario, outfielder, Atlanta Braves. Number 2, Corey Julks, outfielder, Houston Astros. Number 3, Tommy Pham, outfielder, New York Mets. Number 4, first base, corner infield, also outfield eligible, Ryan O'Hearn, Baltimore Orioles. Number 5, catcher, Yanier Diaz of the Houston Astros. And number 6, middle infielder, currently on the injured list, so I'll plan accordingly until he's back, but that's Zach Neto of the Los Angeles Angels. As always, everybody, head over to rotoballer.com, sign up today, use the Premium Pass, premium code ACES, save at checkout, whether it's for baseball or football. Like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. Download the app, it's free. Get all of RotoBaller's great information right there on your fingertips. And give me a follow on Twitter at Aniano Fantasy. As always, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on RotoBaller Radio.